Leases are number one. We always say leases are the Bible. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to Invested. Taking a question here. What should I be asking and doing during examination period? I think examination period could be due diligence period, inspection period, feasibility period, whatever it may be. It's all interchangeable. I'm in a short examination period in my first commercial deal. My long-term agent and myself are in an unfamiliar territory. We have tenant leases. What else should we be asking for or looking into? Rent roll, bank account statements with rental deposit. Greatly appreciate the guidance. Great question, and it's a really good question because a lot of people they want to get into investment, but what are the due diligence aspects of things I'm looking for? So I don't know the asset class. You're talking about deposits. I'm thinking maybe multifamily or retail, but it's all the same. So you're right. Leases are number one. We always say leases are the Bible. So regardless of the lease is bad or good, ugly, it's what two parties agree to. And if your predecessor agreed to that, you're going to get that lease assigned to you as a new owner. Therefore, you have to really understand what your obligations are. So lease is number one, very good. Rent roll and leases go hand in hand. So usually rent roll is going to have the usual suspect of information, right? The tenant information, right? The square footage they occupy, which unit, right? But I'm going to use it as a rent roll from a retail. So you're going to have the name, you're going to have the square footage, the unit number, when the lease started, when the lease expired, if they have a security deposit, if they have any option period, we call it encumbrance report or those kind of items. So those are very good to have. Second, bank account statements. Not really. You need to make sure that you get P&Ls, financial statements. So financial statements are going to be inclusive of balance sheet, profit and loss and cash flow statement. The seller is not going to give you everything. So you really need to get the P&Ls. But usually give it to you trailing 12. So you usually want to ask for at least 3 years. So if it's right now 2023, you want 2020, 2021, and 2022, and maybe year to date into 2023. Also, the property will have insurance. So you want to ask the seller to give you the loss history for the last 5 years. If they didn't own it for 5 years, they only owned it for 3 years, that's perfectly fine. So last history for insurance. It'll be also really good to also get other vendor contracts. So essentially, if they have landscaping vendor, elevator vendors, you want to examine all those vendor contracts because some of the vendor contracts are assignable. Or if not, you have to terminate all those contracts prior to you closing. Why I say that is most contracts, you could terminate the contract with 30-day notice. But some larger contracts like elevator are 3 to 5 year contracts. So you have to assume that contract. So it could be, Amtech, Otis, Schindler. You want to make sure you review that. Also, same thing, carrier or train, which is HVAC vendors. They might do a 3 to 5 year preventive maintenance contract, so you have to assume that as well. Another item you want to really take a look at is going to be your warranty. So as an example, if the seller replaced the entire roof, and that comes with a 20-year warranty, the 20-year warranty is going to be for the seller, whoever the entity who actually acquired it. So if that 20-year warranty is still valid, it's only been 3 years old, you still have 17 years remaining. So you want to ensure that you see the contract, and you ask the seller to assign that warranty to the new entity, which is you who are going to be buying this property. You don't have to do that now, but you should start talking about that process. Also, the due diligence, I don't know how long or short that is, but if you have a longer duration of your due diligence period or examination period, you want to keep asking the seller to update every month the profit and loss statement so you can kind of see if there's any nuances or any shock in collections, things of that nature. So those are the things that you want to be taking a look at outside of the due diligence you have to do, such as Alta survey, property condition report, phase 1, zoning, all those things that you should be doing yourself. But from the seller, those information is going to be pertinent that I mentioned before. If you found this content helpful, please follow, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much.